Well, hello, everybody. It is Wednesday. And again, shout to the Viking, I bought this record for the cover. Volume 2. That's right, folks. Let's dive back in.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Oh, I'm sure you can. Hey, what's going on? You know what? This lighting is terrible. Is this bad or what? Oh, do that too. Wow. What a day. What a day. So anyway, hey, so is that better? Let's take a look here and see what we got. Why, ouch. All right. That's dark. This is great. Isn't it fun when you're figuring this stuff out? There's a little bit more light. Let's get a little more hair. Let's do all the things, right? A crazy Wednesday all of a sudden. It was not too bad. Had a dental appointment. Yay. Everything's good. That's awesome. You got to love that. Makes you smile a little bit. Then I was hoping to move a bunch of stuff. It's that whole shift, right? The war to end all wars shift. So I was hoping to have gotten some of that done, some more today. But I did move a few things around. Got some ceiling tiles cut. I hate doing ceiling tiles. They're a freaking mess. They're all fluffy on the edges, and who the hell? I don't know. It's good. It's acoustic stuff, but why don't they put a little edge on them so that when you cut them, you have a little edge on them? I guess, I mean, they need to stay bendy, but I don't know. I'm going to try on these new ones. I'm going to try putting some white duct tape around the outer edge. I figure that might do it. That might make it kind of nice. Oh, well, hello, Casey. What's up? Music, and everything that music touches. That's for sure. Which goes everywhere from comic books to video games to movies and everything that we do, right? I was just actually thinking about it because I wanted to do some I would like to get into voiceover work once I get done with this full-time position that I'm dealing with right now. So I get you. My voice is kind of low. It's probably because I didn't move my microphone over. Is that better? Hopefully that's better. So yeah, otherwise you're like, yeah. Now you're probably like, yeah, a little lower. So anyway, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Looking out for me. Sometimes you can move a little something and you didn't even know you did it, or you didn't remember to move it back. All that goodness. So anyway, so yeah, getting things together, but I don't understand those ceiling tiles. I love having the drop ceiling, and I like what it does, and I get what it does, especially having a band and you're playing downstairs and you're kind of insulated sound wise from upstairs, but oof. Oh boy. Yeah, you're right. It does happen. It happens to all of it. I wish it wouldn't happen to us all, but I guess at some point it has to happen, right? One other big thing that's happening is getting things finished up in our kitchen. I'm setting a course for something new here on the show, and that's just going to take a little bit of tech knowledge and a little bit of looking into. But in the meantime, let's get on with the show, shall we? Today, we're talking about, it's volume 2 of talking about those albums that I have to admit, I bought them for the album cover, right? And then sometimes it takes a while to listen to some of those records. You listen to them at the time and you're kind of like, okay. But it's more than that, right? So we're going to do a little bit of, what do I want to say? Well, we're going to have a little bit of an education today because I was educated on this just a little bit ago. So I want to share a little bit of this, not a ton, just a little, just, so you have an understanding like I didn't have for so many years. the first album we're going to talk about, and I own this record. I'll show it to you, but then I'll put up a nice graphic of it. Here it is, all in its glory with the vinyl ring on it. A band called Dog Soldier. Now, I never knew where this band originated. I didn't know anything else about Dog Soldier. That album came out in 1975. And if let me get through my graphics that I have downloaded here. Now, here is this Esoteric Recordings um, release that came out on CD. So you can't get this on CD. I'll tell you what. Let's do ourselves a favor here. Let's find Amazon. Let's see if we can find this Dog Soldier album on CD out there. Let's see. Well, there is a album called Dog Soldier by a band called Winterhawk. How about that? Here it is. Dog Soldier Hartley Band. So we'll learn a little bit about that here in a second. Um, I don't, let's see, currently unavailable. How about that? Well, okay. How esoteric is that? Um, Here's what they say. Here's what some of the people were saying in reviews. In fact, I'll tell you what, let's do it this way. I've been wanting to, well, you know what? They're just saying I think they meant a swan song from the Keef 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 Hartley Band with their best lineup, a return to half-breed sources, a must. Um, let's see what else they say. A nice sleeper for Southern rock fans. I'm not too familiar with the body of Keith Harley's output, but I gather it is somewhat more fusion oriented than this little gem. What we have here is a minor supergroup. Paul Bliss wrote the cynical masterpiece, The Way That It Is, of Uriah Heep. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, okay. Uriah Heep and MTV fans, in which these talented lamies kick out the idiosyncratic but enjoyable mix of high-class Southern rock. Opener Pillar to Post brings to mind Molly Hatchet, but there is really only one other heavy song, with the other six being bluesy general rock tunes made unique by the prog-inflected synth shadings, which, don't worry, do no damage to the ballsy effect of the record at all. This has plenty of texture, varied instrumentation, but does not come across as cute in any way. My biggest complaint is that the classic opener Pillar to Post has no verses, only endless repetition of the chorus. So it drags on a little despite being a great classic rocker, a cool record that feels familiar and unique at the same time. I like it. That's a pretty good review from M. Frobum out there on Amazon. So yeah, the album itself is really cool. I didn't listen to it very often though throughout the years, and I'll get into a couple of more things first. But first, let's. This is what I wanted to show you. I didn't realize that Dog Soldier had, what its outside meaning was. So here's a photo here. I just was going to share this a little bit. This is a modern Dog Soldier headdress at a powwow. Basically, mainly tied to the Cheyenne. This says the Dog Soldiers, or Dog Men. Cheyenne are historically one of the 6 Cheyenne military societies. Beginning in the late 1830s, this society evolved into a separate militaristic band that played a dominant role in Cheyenne resistance to the westward expansion of the United States in the area of present-day Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, and Wyoming, where the Cheyenne had settled in the early 19th century. So there you go. Dog soldiers historically have been regarded as both highly aggressive and effective combatants. One tradition recalls that in battle, they would pin themselves to a chosen piece of ground through an unusually long breech, clout, rear apron by use of one of 3 sacred arrows that they traditionally carried into battle. Interesting. Um, one last thing here. The outlawing of Porcupine Bear, his relatives, and his followers led to the transformation of the dog soldiers from a warrior society into a separate division of the tribe. In the wake of the cholera epidemic in 1849, which greatly reduced the Massacota band of Cheyenne, the remaining Massacota joined the dog soldiers. So there you go. They contributed to the breakdown of the traditional, uh, wow, matrilineal, boy, I won't even try to say that right now, system of the Cheyenne. Customarily, when a man married, he moved to the camp of his wife's band. There you go. Maintaining their separation, the dog soldiers brought all wives to their own camp. So there you go. Learn a little bit about that. You can read more about it yourselves. But Dog Soldier was an English hard rock supergroup UK in the UK in mid 70s. Dog Soldier were put together in mid 1974 by the renowned drummer Keith Hartley with two musicians with whom he had already previously played. The guitarist Miller Anderson. Keith, you know what? I could do this. Let's do this. I'm so sorry. I meant to do this, and this is why I have the doggone page open. Let's just do it this way, and boom. And let's do boop 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 boo. What am I doing here? Where is it? Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Well, then forget it. I guess. I don't know. Let's not do that. Okay. I don't know. Well, it won't let me do it now for whatever reason. I wanted to share a screen so that we could read this together, but it is not wanting me to do that. Okay. Never mind. I'll just read it. The guitarist Miller Anderson, Keith Hartley Band, and the guitarist Derek Griffiths, Artwood, plus the lesser knowns Paul Bliss on bass and Mel Simpson on keyboards. The name of the group was taken from the Native American cultural tradition, which has always been a distinctive feature of Keith Hartley's history. The band signed to United Artists, which immediately began to push to produce a more commercial album compared to the different expectations of the quintet. Obviously, all this generated tension and disagreements between the record label and the band. Dog Soldier recorded the album in late 74 at Islands Basing Street Studios in London, which was later issued in 1975 in June. The music of the group is a warm and enveloping uh, rock blues with funky and hard veins. Unfortunately, Miller Anderson was hospitalized in 75, suffering from peritonitis, causing the cancellation of Dog Soldier's 5 scheduled UK gigs in that month. In the meantime, a schism of sorts quickly developed between the old stagers Hartley, Anderson, and Griffiths on the one hand, and the newbies Simpson and Bliss on the other. At this point, inexorably, the story took an increasingly worse turn, leading the band to an inevitable dissolution. So there you go. One of those just too bad situations where you're like, crap, too bad that couldn't have worked out. But anyway, a cool cover nonetheless. Love the cover, um, and just loved. Oh, and look at this! I found the 8-track of Dog Soldier. How about that? United Artists recording. There's the band there on the back of the album. Um, and there you go. So you have Pillar to Post, Several People, You Are My Spark, Long and Lonely Night, Giving as Good as You Get, Thieves and Robbers, Stranger in My Own Time, and Looks Like Rain. Then there is on this bonus track on the CD that was released, um, they have a Looks Like Rain first version. So there you go. There's a bunch of information here too. I might get into that some other time, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The next album I bought for the cover is just things are running really slow. Oh, great. Good, good, good. I'm locking up. That's fantastic. So good to see it locking up like that. Hey, what's up, Kurt? How are you, man? Oh, man, 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 man. Salvatore, good afternoon. How is it? How is it with you guys? Everybody doing good? What's an album that you guys may have purchased just for the album cover itself, or did you buy many albums? Some people really love music, but they didn't buy a bunch of albums. Um, yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. You know, Casey, I was just telling the story. I'm going to be getting into my buddy. I might as well throw his picture up here again. I'm going to be talking about him again. This is my friend Guy, passed away in December, and I got a little um, gift from the family over the weekend, and I want to share that with you guys. What I got. Part of it is right there behind me. It's right there, right there. Um, so anyway, it's like I always say, man, you have to have these band meetings, and I don't know. I mean, maybe they talked about stuff, but it, I don't know. It's so funny when they get together, they do all this work together, and then they're like, we don't see it like that. You're like, okay, all right. So, so yeah, it is tough. It's tough. Being in a band is not an easy thing. It is not. I have a huge, you are a huge but I am too young really to have bought albums. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, yeah. It's well, they're still out there though. You can still get them. I got a huge, I got a huge stack right down here that I'm getting ready to do to put them into the collection back here. So, my favorite album uh, he had in the 70s had an egg on the cover, Southern Fried Rock. What a great compilation that was. I think it had Train Train by Blackfoot. You know what? I can look it up right here. I'll just look it up. Southern Fried Rock. Yeah, baby. That's it. I think my friend had it. Um, let me see here if I can let me get into this. And yep, here it is. I got the whole thing here. I'm gonna save this image and I'll put it in here for you guys. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, Southern Fried Rock. Oh, sugar. There you go. Southern Fried Rock. Yeah, it was one of those K-Tel records, right? Um, yep, it was a K-Tel record. Yeah, it had really kick-ass stuff on it. Southern Fried Rock, and we'll do 2 on that one. So now we can bring those in and I can show it to you. Thanks for bringing that one up, brother, man. That's a great choice. That is so good. Let's see here. Where are we? Photos. Yep, good. They're both JPEGs. Yay. Okay, here we go. We'll open those up. Thanks for bringing that up, man, because those are, here it is right here, folks. Southern Fried Rock, right? Bloody there, man. Yeah, good call, man. They are making video games soundtrack now. Yes. I'm interested. Yes. My son has a couple of those. So there you go. You got Marshall Tucker Band, Ozark Mountain Daredevils, Molly Hatchet, Charlie Daniels Band, and the Allman Brothers Band. But let's take a look at the back side of it because we got that, man. So here we go. Am I going to be able to read that? Let's blow this one up. If you want to get to heaven by the Ozark Mountain Daredevils, Train by Blackfoot, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, Charlie Daniels Band, Ramblin' Man by the Allman Brothers, Rockin' Into the Night, 38 Special, Jim Dandy by Black Oak, Arkansas, Flirting with Disaster. Yeah, I'm going to be bringing that up here in a minute. Molly Hatchet had Amy by Pure Prairie League on the second side. Let Your Love Flow by oh yeah, the Bellamy Brothers. Wow, that's really? I mean, I get it, but really? Okay, never mind. Fooled Around and Fell in Love by Elvin Bishop, which had who on vocals? Who was doing the vocals on that album? Do you know? Or on that song? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? And what band did he end up in? Let's see if anybody knows that. Fooled Around and Fell in Love was sung by whom? Um, Keep on Smiling, Wet Willie, So Into You, ARS, Midnight Rider by Greg Allman. Ooh, Greg Allman got to be on there a couple times. There Goes Another Love Song. Yes. And Heard It in a Love Song. Boom. Couple love songs on the end. I love that. So yeah, Marshall Tucker Band. Uh, the Bellamy Brothers, though. Let Your Love Flow. Don't get me wrong. I love that song. It's one of my favorites, right? But let's bring this back up again. I don't think it belongs. It doesn't belong on there with Southern Fried Rock. It's just it doesn't scream. Let your love flow like a bird on a wing. And yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't really scream. Put me on. Put me on after Flirting with Disaster and Train and Devil Went Down to Georgia and Rocking into the Night. I don't know. Jim Dandy. Just doesn't. Let Your Love Flow by the Bellamy Brothers. All I do is when I see that kind of thing, I'm just like, okay, there is a ton of other things they could have put right in there instead. You have to think about what years this came out, right? So this was 1980. Is that what it was? I think that's what it was. Let's get Sugar Monkeys. Everything just went away on me. Okay, so it's 1980. Just I don't know. Who else could they have put on there? You had Molly Hatchet, Blackfoot, Atlanta Rhythm Section. It's too bad that they couldn't have put a song by Creed on here, because Creed is a band that was fantastic. They had an album that came out in 1978. They had to be called Southern Creed later on when Creed came out. But they only had one. They had one record and an EP. And damn it, it's good. Came out in 1978 on Asylum Records. Has a big cool logo. You can get it on CD on Amazon. Let's take a look here. I'm just going to look for it. See if I can put in Southern Creed. I don't know. Southern Creed. I have it over there. I bought it. I bought the CD. I had to. Such a great record. I've got it on vinyl. I've got a couple of copies back here. Let's just look up Creed then. Creed CD. Maybe if we put in Creed 1978. Let's see what that does. No. No. That's really strange. I don't get it. Creed CD. Let's see what happens. I'm still looking. There it is. Okay. So you can get it. It's still out there. They have used copies, but you might as well just get it new. It's 1782. And it's got some bonus tracks on it. It was released by Rock Candy. So there's another one of your great Rock Candy releases on CD. So yeah, but Creed. We'll highlight that album again soon. But I've not known. I've only known two other people that have that record besides myself, because we're the only three people that have it. No, I'm just kidding. But obviously, I got it. Now, what is this? Oh, I don't know. Why is it? Okay. It says it's $16.93. That's kind of weird. Maybe they're giving you a deal if you buy these three albums. They want to sell you 3 Creed records. They want to sell you the one from 78. They also want to sell you 2 Creed records of the other Creed, Full Circle and Weathered. It's not the same. So anyway, but that's that. So yeah, check that album out nonetheless. Okay. So yeah. Creed. Okay, let's get back to it here. What are we doing? All right, so Southern Fried Rock, yeah, what a great record. Thanks for bringing that up again. Just sorry for the stepping off the curb there, but that was worth it. That album is so good. Next, let's get into this album. Um, I I found this record back in the '80s when I was buying some vinyl, and I bumped into this again. I'll put the picture up, but here it is on vinyl. I also have the new CD that came out. I think Rock Candy did the CD, but it is a band called Malice, and they had this album, License to Kill. Came out in 1987, and just a killer straight ahead metal record. Here it is with this sticker on it. Let me get to this sticker and we can read that. So this was the new one that came out by Rock Candy, mastered in high definition, the LA Metal Quintet Execute album number 3, produced by Max Norman, who also did Ozzy and Y&T and Megadeth. Includes Against the Empire and Chain Gang Woman. It also includes the song Christine, which is really, really cool. 16-page full-color booklet. This might be what I have over there. I might have this CD over there because I love this record. 16-page full-color, blah, 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 essay, interview, enhanced artwork, and previously unseen photos. Yeah, look at this. Here's the here's the label for the album. Sinister Double, License to Kill, Against the Empire, Christine. No, Vigilante. That's what that one is. Vigilante. Christine's on the second side. Chain Gang Woman, Christine. There it is. Murder, Breathing Down Your Neck, and Circle of Fire. That's a kick-ass record, though, man. I saw this, saw the picture on the back, which isn't this one, but all the same. It had pictures of them playing live, and it just looked badass, and I bought it. Before that, they put out an album called In the Beginning, and here's their photo from the back of that album, which this was partially produced by Michael Wagner. It probably says that on the back here, but they did quote somebody else as part of the production on this album. Atlantic Records is what they were on, and they appeared, as we will find out here in just a moment, in a movie. So you may remember the movie, some of you folks out there, especially you guys here in the chat. I love 90s Creed. Yeah, I mean, that was, I got into Creed because of the track that they had. It was in Scream, and it was from that first big album of theirs. Not the first album, but their second album. What If I? Isn't that it? Or just What If? What If I? No, I think it's What If I. Anyway, but that was the first track I got into by them, and because I had the CD single from Keishi. I got it from them. So anyway, back to Malice. Malice is an American heavy metal band formed in 1981, best known for their appearance on the first Metal Massacre compilation and the release of a pair of albums on Atlantic Records. Their heavily European influence style elicited comparisons to Judas Priest. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They were formed in Portland, Oregon. Let's see. The Ravers guitarist Jay Reynolds assembled an embryonic lineup consisting of vocalist James Neal, future Wild Dogs duo Matt McCourt on bass, and Dean Castronovo on drums. How about that? Dean Castronovo, people. Dean Castronovo. We're talking Journey, baby. And Kip Doran on guitar. Reynolds next decided to make the move to LA, soon to be joined by fellow guitarist Mick Zane, to start an all-original metal band. When the duo was unable to find suitable players for their new venture, they convinced Neil, bassist Mark Ben, and drummer Pete Laufman, to move down from Portland. As well, after the initial Malice demo caused a stir and garnered label interest from Brian Slagle of Metal Blade Records. So anyway, there you go. That's what they are, and there you have it. I was into a lot of this, 80s metal. Here's some fun. There's the cassette I always like looking at all these images. It's fun, you know. There's the tracks right there. Um, so it looks like, let's see here. We got Mick Zane. Looks like a lot of them wrote. Jay Reynolds. There you go. All throughout. Um, License to Kill. Mick Zane and Mark on Against the Empire. Zane and Mark on the. Let's see, Jay on Chain Gang. Mark and Zane. Okay, cool. Breathing down. It seems like this cassette is short on songs. It's kind of weird. It doesn't have some of the songs listed. Like it doesn't have Circle of Fire listed on here, even though it's on there when you're looking at this. It's kind of interesting. Huh. There it is, the cassette, side 2, side 1. How about that? So yeah, check them out, especially this album. It's a great album, and really kicks ass. Just love it. Love it. In fact, I'll probably listen to it tonight. So there. Yeah. All right, we just looked at that. Okay, we're done. All right, moving on. Here's another album that they put out later. This would come out in 2012. And it had a DVD, evidently. Kind of wild. So it's called the New Breed of Gods. I'd never heard about this thing until today. So it has some covers on it and some newer songs. So, all right. The next album that I bought for the cover, because damn it, it's a good album. And you know what? I didn't track down any of the cover for this. I should make sure that I've gotten everything. I mean, I looked up the information, but I don't know why the photos aren't in here. It's kind of weird. Must not have saved those. So I'll just show you the cover. So there. How about that? Here we go. All right. It is Halloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys. I mean, come on. If you're into the metal stuff and you're looking at this, I mean, come on. This just kicks ass. And I'm like, anybody who took this kind of time to do a concept record and have this really cool artwork on I'm like, I'm picking that up. I think I got it in Chicago. Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1, also 1987. What a great year for metal. Is the second studio album by the German power metal band Helloween, released in 1987. It marks the first appearance of vocalist Michael Kiske and is considered the album that created the genre of European style power metal. What do you think about that? A little bit of background on this one. Kai Hansen stepped away from the vocal duties as he had difficulty singing and playing the guitar at the same time during the previous tour. It was an album dominated by Hansen due to illness of co-guitarist Michael Wyckoff, which prevented him from performing on much of the album. Future World was released as a single, and a music video was made for Halloween, but with 8 minutes omitted from the song. Yikes. The band originally planned to release Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1 and 2 as a double album, but their record label refused. Insisting, well, Judas Priest went through that. About that same time frame. They were going to put out dual turbo. That is not easy to say. And I'm not going to try it again because I sounded really stupid the first time. As a double album, but their record label refused, insisting that the albums be released separately. In 1993, both albums were released as a double CD set with bonus tracks. Ooh. Shall we look that one up real quick? Oh, yes. They said yes. Please. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. Keeper of the Seven Keys. Part two. They have part two. They have part one. There's part two. Part one. Keeper of the Seven Keys Legacy. I don't know what that is. It's called The Legacy. So that sounds like something I need to get. That's just strange. I don't see it. I do not see what they're talking about. Maybe it was an import that they don't have. I don't know. I don't know. Um Keeper of the Seven Keys. I don't know. This looks I did end up many years later, I would end up getting Keeper of the Seven Keys part 1 and 2. I think that's what happened. So there was I worked at a shop that did motorcycle. They had motorcycle parts. That's what it was. That's what their business was. And my friend helped me get that job. And while I was in there, there was a gentleman in there who had a bunch of CDs. I don't know if they were hot or what, but I don't know. He had a box of CDs, and I think he was saying that it was something. um, Portland. So yeah, is that Purge? I think I bought a Purge movie today at the library. I should have brought those with me down here. I didn't. But anyway, um, I guess it's on the other side of the wall. So anyway, what was I saying? What was I saying? Where was I? What was I saying? Oh my God, I just lost my thought. Oh, so anyway, he brought me this box and he showed it to me. I think I bought either the whole box or I really bought a bunch, but I flipped out because I don't know that I had the money on me to purchase them at the time, but he had parts 1 and 2 on CD, and I wigged out because I think I was telling him, could you hold on to it because I really want those, and because I had the one on vinyl, then I got them both on CD. So there you go. So yes, those three albums were the next three that I bought those on just because of the cover. Now, I got to thinking, what are some of the albums that I would have bought for the cover? Guaranteed, I'd have bought them for the cover. So I thought, what the hell? I should just have those up here too. So I'll just show you those because they're worthwhile. And there you go. Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster. See, there you go. Southern Fried Rock, Flirting with Disaster. I'd have bought this for the cover only, and their first album as well. I'm a Frazetta freak. I love Frazetta's work. One of the first things I ever saw was when I was probably too young to be looking at Playboy magazine, and they had his painting of the. It was almost like the sirens on land, where they had this night, and it was almost very um, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where he gets taken in by all the women, and and they're telling him what she's saying, what he's going to have to do to all of them, and then he gets saved. He's like, no, I'm okay. No, really, I can make it. I can do it. But anyway, it's very much like that, where these pretty much naked women pretty much clad a lot like the woman in Fire and Ice. If you've never seen that, that was a Frazetta movie. It was based on his artwork, and she was the woman who was running around in that was very scantily clad. So it's kind of like that. These women drawing his horse in to a place. Another album that I would have bought for the cover, Peace of Mind by Iron Maiden. I almost said Number of the Beast. It's the same kind of thing. It doesn't really matter. If I'd have seen Killers, I would have bought it. The first album was a little weird looking. It was a little punk looking with the hair going up and everything. But yeah, But Derek Riggs, great artwork. Speaking of great artwork, John Taylor Dismukes. If I'd have seen this Keel album like this, I'd have bought it. I knew who Keel was by the time I bought this, and everything. So, but it always I loved talking with Ron Keel about this artwork, and he said that John Taylor Dismukes, who worked for Photoshop, also he built a model of this, then to get the angles and to do the painting. And then Gene Simmons showed up in the meeting at MCA Records with the album cover and said it's going to cost you this much, and this is what you'll be using for the cover. Also, one last album I would have done, I would have picked up for just the cover, which I have to say there is a half and half. I knew who Europe was at the time when I bought this, but I'd never heard anything off of it, and the cover was so cool. I love this. Wings of Tomorrow by Europe. Great, great cover and a good record. Really good record. Who did the production on this, I wonder? You know, produced, there it is, by Leif Massas. So there you go. All right. And then one last thing I had to do is I had to think about also an album that is, I talked about the Spider-Man album last time we did this as an album that's very nostalgic to me. And I just had to show you this one. I think I've shown this before, but this is such a nostalgic record to me. I do believe I got this for Christmas, and I do believe I got it the same Christmas that I got the Marvel Comics book, The Origins of Marvel Superheroes, which had no, it didn't have Captain America, because Captain America had a different start, so he wasn't in it. But it had Iron Man, Hulk, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. May have had one other one, but that was about it. Yeah. But I got this that same Christmas. Carl Douglas, Kung Fu Fighting, and other great love songs. We've been over that before. Kung Fu Fighting is a great love song. I guess people love to kick ass, right? All right. Next, I wonder if it's going to let me do this. I wonder if I need to look this up in my other one. Maybe that's why it's not letting me do it, because it's on the same. I would assume that I could do it though. I'm going to do this. Let's bring this up because I really wanted to play this for you guys. And let's see, Whitesnake, when they put out that 1987 album, what a great record. And let's see here, what do we got? See if we can find the whole album. I found it earlier. Why is it so? Let's see, full album. Let's just go there. I found it really there. There's the full thing, and there it is. Okay, so all right. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe I can share this one. Let's pause that, and then let's do that. Let me see if I can do this here. Let's try this again. All right, present. Let's see what we got. That's really strange that it's not. I was doing it last week, and now it doesn't let me do it. So it's kind of wild when I got into this, because I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this. That's my only big problem here. Not quite sure how we're going to listen to this. Anyway, it has 9 songs on the original record when that came out in 1987. Same time frame as Back for the Attack by Dokken came out, and the cassette single of that had the song Back for the Attack. How weird was it that I suppose if I could ask them a question at one point, that'd be a Dokken question for me, is why wasn't Back for the Attack on Back for the Attack? Because you had it on the cassette single and probably the vinyl single, And I'm just like, why wasn't that on there? That was always kind of weird to me. So anyway, let's see how loud this is. See if you can hear this. I don't know if you can or not. Okay, so it's like da-na-na. All right, for Crying in the Rain, right? But then you do Bad Boys, and it's like, wow. Okay, so you get that guitar slide, right? Still the Night. I start that over again. Okay, so Bad Boys, wow, and then you Still the Night, wow, and then you have Here I Go Again, right? Keyboard opening, Give Me All Your Love, which is da da ba ba, right? Then you have Is This Love, right? Which is the slow intro, kind of like Slow and Easy and Love Ain't No Stranger from Slide It In, right? But then you get into Children of the Night, and what happens again? And then out of Children of the Night, you go into Straight for the Heart. So 4 out of the 9 songs on that record have, I hope you can hear it. You may not be able to hear it. I don't know, but it's funny. Check out those tracks. So that's track number. So if you listen to Children of the Night, all right. So that's 2 and 3. Okay, tracks 2 and 3. Bad Boys, Still the Night, have that awesome John Sykes drag down the strings, right? The guitar slide, the neck slide. And then you go to track number 7 and track number 8, Children of the Night and Straight for the Heart. It's just funny. It's interesting. It's cute. But anyway, I was listening to that album not too long ago because it's such a great record. And then it has the added tracks now, which are Looking for Love and You're Gonna Break My Heart Again. Um, so so yeah, but it was so cool. When I was listening, I'm like, oh my God, he does that another slide again. Oop, there goes another slide again. So anyway, okay, last little bit here, as I have, as I said, there's a sophomore release coming out, and I wish I could have this on the fargan screen for you guys. I can show you the artwork. This is what I'm going to do because I have that. This was the first record, right? There you go. Adrian Smith and Richie Kotzen had Smith Kotzen. All right. And so there you go. This was at that time, 2021, the debut album from guitarist, vocalist Adrian Smith and Richie Kotzen, featuring 9 songs, evocative of the classic rock bands of the 70s, brought bang up to date with brought bang up to date with punchy hooks, harmonies, and sheer guitar virtuosity from 2 of rock's most respected musicians. We play in my band, we play a song from this record. As soon as I heard it, I wanted to play it. Here's the back of the album. There you go. So you can see all the different tracks on there. Taking My Chances, Running, Scars. Some People is a track that I'm thinking about adding to our list. Glory Road, Solar Fire. That's the track we play. You Don't Know Me, I Want to Stay, and Till Tomorrow. So they are coming up with a new record. There's 2 tracks out there you can check out. Here it is. Blacklight, White Noise is the name of the album. And you can check out the videos for those 2 on their website. You can go out there and do that. I tell you what, I'm going to do this. Let me just put it on here. And then also I'm going to put this link out there, which will take you to their website. But I'm just going to put this in the comments so you can check that out. Sorry, I didn't get that in there sooner. But they have this CD release where it's White Noise CD, including a signed photo card. So that's kind of cool. I thought that was neat. A lot of people are doing those kind of things right now. I tell you what, I think I just mentioned it the other day. Robin McCauley has a brand new album, and you can get an autographed version of that if you want to get that out there. The tracks, let's see, Black Light, White Noise is the eagerly anticipated second album from Smith Kotzen, featuring guitar maestros Adrian Smith and Richie Kotzen. Lead single White Noise is a thrilling track that takes their unique collaboration up a notch as their modern take on a classic style of hard rock evokes a harmonious synergy, both on the fretboard and vocally. This anthemic call to arms once again showcases the songwriting prowess of these two musicians of the highest caliber. This includes a 12-page booklet, and these are the tracks: Muddy Water, White Noise, Black Light, Dark Side, Life Unchained, Blindsided, Wrath, Heavy Weather, Outlaw, and Beyond the Pale. So, so be sure and check that out. You can go to that website. If you didn't get to hear that first record yet, do check it out. It's very good. I just listened to it today and still really, really love it. This album is going to be, it is produced by Smith and Kotzen themselves and mixing by Studio Supremo J. Rustin. It was recorded at the house in Los Angeles, not far from where the duo first met, and a friendship and epic collaboration was born. So do check that out. I'm very excited. The album comes out April 4th. You can pre-order it. The link is right there in the chat. Do check that out. Also, like and subscribe, folks. That's how we keep this thing rolling, and it'll be building from this point on. Great things are coming down the line. I am, all right, I'll just say it. I'm fucking excited. So there. Yeah. So the albums we covered today, for those of you who may have joined a little late, I'm going to put the 8-track up there just for fun. Dog Soldier was that first album we talked about. It is available on CD from Esoteric Recordings, I believe. No, it wasn't available. Just keep an eye out for it, though. But listen to it. You can get out there and listen to it. It's on YouTube and whatnot. And also License to Kill from 1987 by Malice, who appeared in the movie Vice Versa with Fred. What was his last name? Why can't I say it? Oh, geez. I'm looking for it in here. I don't get it. Why can't I find it? Why can't I say his name? He was in he was in that movie. You know, he's in that movie. Anyway, Fred Savage, and Judge Reinhold, were in that, where they played father and son and did the, the mix-up thing between them. So anyway, they do a live show there. They go to that show, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then the last one was, where is it? Oh, I meant to talk about that too. Malice. It was also in '87. Was, oh yeah, yeah, Halloween. Also check out Halloween. Keeper of the Seven Keys. So good. So good. And before I go, I just wanted to remind us, I'm going to be doing a show about my friend Guy, because I know it seems, at first it would seem like, why? Because there's a lot of things that I do in music, that I do because of my relationship with Guy. There's a lot of music that he and I shared back and forth, um, and stuff. Here's the family invited me to come over and check out some things, and there were some shirts of his, and and Leslie told me to pick out, and I just had to get this one, because I remember him wearing this shirt, and but I also remember him saying he loved the Silver Surfer. There were two characters that he loved. Silver Surfer was one. Black Bolt was the other. We almost named a band Black Bolt, and did that together. Another awesome shirt that there was there too was this one. It was my favorite Rush record, Farewell to Kings. So that's gorgeous, lovely, and I thank them. And I had to get this one. He didn't completely turn me on to this band, but he turned me on to the catalog. I got to knowing Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush through the live album, and this album is another one that I own. Mahogany Rush 4. It's such good stuff, and we would end up playing some stuff together by them. One of the tracks that we were going to play in a band together was Dragonfly. We started to do that in Edge of Blue, and then Guy had to step out. He wasn't doing well. So this is a really cool rock and roll shirt, which is this real slick material. I have a bunch of those Iron Maiden shirts that are like that, but I loved this. I had to get that heavy metal shirt. It's so cool. So cool. Um, and of course, here is a classic, folks. Uh, Black Sabbath. I knew he'd have a Black Sabbath shirt, um, but it was because uh, he loved Black Sabbath. But this one was different, and I had to grab this one because it's the Dio stuff. 51 years. Look at that. How about that? So, yeah, just had to get that. So it was great. And I thanked them for that. Also, as I walked out, I said, well, I'll be putting some money toward the cause because I found some CDs on the way out and stuff that I said these would be something I would love to have, and I will do that. Here you go. Make music, heavy metal music, not war. And there's another Black Sabbath. Always wanted to play. This is of course, from like the Never Say Die tour. Um, but I always wanted to play Never Say Die, and I still may do it in my band now, but he never would play it because he said it was too commercial. It's too bubblegum, he'd say. I go, that's how he would do it. He like he's twirling bubblegum out of his mouth. And I'm like, come on. Now here's another band. You're going to see this in a second. This is another band. Please do check this band out. Okay. Maybe I should look up how they describe them. Maybe not. Um, Wait. Am I spelling this right? Yeah, there. Okay. All right. Oh, Sibisa. Why these guys are amazing. So if you notice this artwork, this is Roger Dean as well. That did, yes, look at the logo. You can tell that they're like, well, we love they you want to say they love the Yes logo. Could you just do us another one like that? But it's our name. So he did that album artwork, and he's the reason why I boycott the second Avatar album. And but Osibisa is a British Ghanaian Caribbean Afro rock band founded in London in the late 60s by four expatriate West African and three London based Caribbean musicians. Osibisa was the most successful and longest lived of the African heritage bands in London. Alongside such contemporaries as Asagai, Chris McGregor's Brotherhood of Breath, Demon Fuzz. Ooh, I'm going to have to check these out. Black Velvet, and Noir, and was largely responsible for the establishment of world music and Afro rock as a marketable genre. The original band that featured that was the original band that was featured on the first three studio albums was universally known as the Beautiful Seven. Also, a song on their album Woyaya. Woyaya. So there you go. Check out Osibisa. Such good stuff. Good. So anyway, he turned me on to those, and it was great. Now something up on the top shelf. I couldn't. I just nobody's going to do anything with this, but look at that, an 8-track of Tea for the Tillerman by Cat Stevens, and look at this. It's got an extra something on the back, not just a track listing. It's got a picture of him from the album. Isn't that cool? I kind of flipped out over that. I'm like, that wasn't normal for the back. Usually the back of it was just, black and white. It wasn't anything huge. So anyway, here's their album. This is an Osibisa album. And this is it. Whoa, yeah, right there. Oh yeah, yeah. So they had that one there. I'm like, I would love to have that because he turned me on to them. Another another great band that was out there is Touch. This is a great album if you haven't heard this. Um, and this is a later release of that album, I do believe, on CD. And yeah, really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. And another, they had, and then this one, of course, here's another album by, this album by Trouble called Skull. That's pretty cool. And this one, though, I flipped out when I saw this Return to Zero, RTZ. It's a great record. Um, it's it's got a couple of members from Boston in it, along with many others. So do check that out. Return to Zero is the name of the band, but they go by RTZ. It's a great record. Check it out. You can hear it on Spotify. You can hear it on YouTube. All that kind of stuff. So yeah, check it out. I don't know if that's still available. Let's see if that's available on CD, shall we? RTZ. Boop. Yep. Return to Zero on CD. 1670. You can get it brand new, or they have some used versions of it, or you can get it on cassette. How about that for under $10? No, thank you. So now I have the Barry Goodrow album, I have the RTZ, and I have the Orion the Hunter. We'll talk about Orion the Hunter down the line here. We shall. There was another one. What is this? This is Lost by RTZ. This is, oh, I think this was some other tracks and things that absolutely some of the best rock and roll ever, astounding vocals and astounding rock and roll music. I did feel some tracks could have been polished a bit more, but it exposed fully the love of music these men had and the great talent and musical abilities they possessed. And they did all the work on this album without special equipment, such as Tom Scholz had in Boston. These men were outstanding. Original members of Boston and Shine Like the Sun on this album. Also, Brian made also along with Tim and the other members. All right. So there you go. So Lost RTZ. That's what it was. It's a compilation of some Lost stuff. 98. So there you go. Cool cover too. Cool cover. Speaking of Native American artwork, that's what it is. It's kind of a Native American cover. It's kind of cool. So $65. Woof. For that. Oof. Okay. So anyway, that's that. So, all right, guys. Looking forward to that new album from Smith Kotzen. Also looking forward to that new Robin McCauley album. So check that out. Also have fun listening to that 1987 Whitesnake record and checking out those 4 songs, 4 out of 9 on the original release. Bad Boys, Still of the Night, Children of the Night, and Straight for the Heart. All with that awesome neck slide by John Sykes. And then those albums, think about those. If you guys want to get a hold of me, you can check me out and then let me know what albums you dug, something that you bought just because of the cover. And then we're also going to be covering stuff that I bought just for one song. So let's get into that later. All right, guys, all the best to you. And remember, when you step out of your house every day, you're in everybody else's world. They're not in yours. So just act accordingly, right? You know what I'm saying? I think people might be getting better at it. Let's hope. I don't know. I really don't want to have to start talking to people in different places. Really. So anyway, take it easy, guys. We'll see you next time. I'll be back at 7 o'clock on Go Game Go. In the meantime, I'm going to be doing this, getting these albums ready and cleaning up this place. And I might be switching this place around. Talk to you soon.
Can you dig it? Can you